How do you think that kind of the more general population is going to start understanding this? Because either when you have something new like this, either people will start to slowly accept it or it goes away, like, like a laser disc player or something along those lines. Like, is the bucket already tipped already because everyone already knows what this is? Are you still having to sell this more to the general public to make this more mainstream, so to speak?
Oh, no. I would say the non-crypto people who are not like on Coinbase or KuCoin or, hundreds of millions of people who are not yet familiar. It's not part of their actual activity, have yet to come on board. And that's when the big market opens up. And that's when people who are smart and understand where NFTs are going will be able to create a thriving business or a thriving art form. Right now, it's still a very, very small number of people who are hoping, hey, I can grab this NFT and then flip it around and resell it.
Mm.
We're bringing it through this initiative, really, like I said, to people who have been collecting your stuff for years, who are interested in your career, and letting them know about a new way to collect things. And even now we're talking about it, really, if you think about it as programmable art, maybe even that's too complex. But what it is it's a really unique, flexible, expansive collectible that's much more interesting in many ways than a regular trading card. You can print it out. In other words, you're going to get high resolution access to the file through that key. You could, on a wall monitor, flat wall monitor, 5K resolution, these things are coming out. Through this thing, you can look at this every day. It's very beautiful. A screenshot's not going to do that. Like I said, you could decide, 4 months to say, this is really, really fun. I've worked up, the next iteration of Painmaker. Like I roughed it out. And all the lucky people who have that 48, I really dig those people. I'm going to send out a free NFT to those people. It's not cheapening it. It's not weakening it. It's not overselling it. It's just an understanding that it's a very sticky connection. And no one's in between you and them. No, you don't have Twitter or Facebook between you. This is your people who bought your thing, and you can communicate with them. Twitter, you might try to talk to your people on Twitter, and Twitter goes, hey, you know what? Pay me to reach those people.
So people actually are taking kind of like the video of picture frames, for example, and putting the NFT on that, so it actually hangs on their wall. There's your physical product. Yeah.
And I would explain that to your audience too. Yes, that's something that they can do that really would be exciting. And I'm saying that the NFT is going to drive a lot of innovation through that kind of displays in your house and 3D printing and augmented reality. Well, because it's a beautiful piece you're creating. What if I, have my little AR glasses on, Magic Leap or Rest, develops these in the future. And I put them on just for fun. I'm looking through my NFT collection. I come to the Painmaker and I see the Painmaker doing his thing right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
The new car I just bought has AR where you see like the speed limit, in the distance on the windshield. So can you see how creative that can be? So you created an asset. You created something like Pixar would own. You own this digital character now. And it's up to you as the artist to decide how far you want to take it. But the audience now gets the value of having something that you've created, just like they're getting the value of other things they bought over the years that you've made. But it can keep getting more valuable.
That's what I love, just the whole, what could be on the horizon, the whole expansiveness. Like you said, you could do a Painmaker cartoon. You could do a comic book. You could do a lot of different things like that. And if you wanted to sell like a limited, like a comic book, there's comic books that they only make 100 issues and you have to buy one of these. Just talking about collecting action figures. They have the Chase figure. There's 5,000 of these Chase figures and people scramble to get a Chase figure. They disappear like that because it's very rare. And you could do the same thing with your NFTs.
I think there's you have an audience that's been with you for a long time and they're interested. I think part of it as an artist is to realize, to communicate to the people who are interested in your work, that this is sort of a next iteration of what you're going to be working on. Mm-hmm. There's only ever going to be 48 of these things. You have several million people who tune in interested. Right. And I guarantee you, it's just going to become easier to trade later on. So what people are working on now is, like I am, is try to make the whole complexity of the blockchain disappear.
Mm-hmm.
When you see something like PayPal letting you buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, you know what's coming.
Right.
So to your audience out there, not to sound like I'm pitching too hard, but this is something that's built with a lot of thought. And we have thought about how you can resell it. And we have thought about maybe what comes next. And there's only going to be 48 of them. So it's the question, do you find it more valuable or not? You don't have to fill your wallet with Bitcoin or swap it then for Ethereum. You don't have to do any of that. But it still has all the value of an NFT. Still has all the value that a blockchain delivers. I think it's very interesting what you're doing, Chris. I think you just need to do more of them.